Hello and welcome to Dear Love Talk. I'm James.
I'm Helena.
And we are the presenters of the Love Talk show. Now, a few weeks ago, by popular demand, if we can say so, we started this show called Dear Love Talk. And the idea is that you can send us your questions at questions@lovetalkshow.tv, and we will answer them here as honestly and as straightforwardly as possible. We're going to use part of our over 10 years of working with couples and singles alike to help people build successful relationships. Now, our first question comes from Lily, and she says, what is the dating etiquette for older people? Should you hug, kiss, etc.? Now, I think it goes without saying that the etiquette for dating is for older people is the same as for younger people, right? We have to remember that dating serves a very clear purpose, right? Dating is there so that you can know that person, and we always say that dating is not a permanent state of a relationship. Mm-hmm. You can't date someone for 10 years and not have decided what you want to do. So, you know, there's usually the same steps if you're older or younger. You try to get to know that person, eventually you get romantically involved, and then of course there is the hugging, there is the kissing, that part of affection, and that goes for any relationship.
And I would even say that for mature couples, for people who are more mature, they are more likely to follow the rules than the young ones, because you know what, they've been there and they just want to get on with things and then see if that person is suitable or not.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
And when we say follow the rules, it's not that you have these guidelines that you need to follow when you're dating, but it's easier for you to have your feet firmly on the ground, and know what that period of the relationship is for. Absolutely. Okay, so the same thing that goes for younger couples goes also for older couples that are dating.
Yeah. So our next question comes from one of our Love Talk Live seminar attendees, and this is what the person says. My husband and I, well, it's a woman, my husband and I have decided not to have children, but we are having a lot of pressure from our family because of our decision. What should I do? If I'm not mistaken, we have touched on this slightly on one of our questions and answers, haven't we? Well, my sincere opinion is this. If you and your husband have decided not to have, that's all you need. You should always be on the same page, you and your partner. If other people like mom, dad, cousins, aunties, or other family members don't agree, it's something that you should not, honestly not worry about. It's your life, it's you and your husband who will have to work really hard to bring up those kids. Maybe you can't even afford it. So you are actually making an intelligent decision, because by you saying that you and your husband decided not to have, I assume that you came to that decision because of some, some reasons. Maybe you can't afford it, maybe it's too early or too late. So that's all you need, really.
Yeah. And of course, there's a reason why family members want you to have children. For example, I usually say to my brother, look, when are you going to have a baby? But the thing is, I'm not going to raise that kid. I'm going to hold him once every couple of years because my brother lives in another country. But he has to bring up that child by himself. So the hard work is on him. I'd love to have a nephew, right? Actually, I have a few nephews from your side of the family, but I'd love to have a nephew from my side of the family. But I'm not going to be working hard to bring up that child. So, there's a reason why you've made a decision, like Elena said, so don't give in to pressure from family. Now let's go to our next question, which is from someone who attends one of our marriage courses that we hold periodically. Now the person says, my partner spends a lot of money on designer goods, and this sometimes causes arguments in our relationship. It seems we see money very differently. What do I do to make her see things from my perspective? Well, first of all, he says, what do I do to make her see? Do you think men tend to spend money on designer goods as well, or is it mainly women?
It depends. I've seen men who spend more than women.
So nowadays...
nowadays it goes both ways.
Very even. Now we have to say, Elena, that money is one of the things that causes the most divorces. It's a big issue. Listen, you can have a beautiful relationship. The moment that you start having money troubles, that really puts a strain on how both of you interact with each other, how both of you walk through the door when you come home after a hard day's work. Money can be a big deal. Now, of course, what helps is if both of you know exactly where the money is going, you budget things together. This is something crucial in a relationship. For example, usually I let Elena do the budgeting and I don't even look at the account because I trust her. So there has to be this degree of trust also with money.
Well, I had to prove myself first.
Yeah.
Because it's a joint account, you know what I mean? I couldn't just take, you didn't give me the card just like this. I had to, you know,
but I think what
understand
helped,
what both want.
Yeah, I think what helped,
important.
Len, is that we had this mutual understanding of what was important, what was not important. And I think what seems to be happening with this person who asked this question is that both people have a different understanding of what priorities are in terms of money. Because, and I think until you try to reach that agreement with your partner, you're going to keep having problems. I think it's important to make her understand that you don't see that as a priority. There are other things that are priorities.
And you see, this is one more thing that people have to look at when they are dating, because it's a deal breaker. Okay, there's things, many things don't really matter. You know, oh, I like pasta, you hate pasta, so we can't get married. Or, you know, it's not a deal breaker, but finances is a deal breaker if you don't come to an agreement. So, you know, this is a quick advice for the singles out there. If you're dating someone who loves their label and they can't afford it, so they're always overdrawn, they're always in debt. So this is something for you to worry about and talk to the person about.
And remember, when you get married to someone, you don't just inherit the person. You get it also as part of the package, the credit cards,
the debts, you mean the debts.
The debts, all that comes as part of the package.
Yeah. But you know, can I just say something very quickly? Because, okay, that person asked that question and you may be wondering, all right, I know that already, or it's too late for me now. But, you know, just to reinforce what my husband said, you need to have a very serious conversation. You need to pick a good day, a good time for you to talk about that, and make sure that you know, the person understands, the other person understands that this is a big deal for you, and if things don't change, you know, you'll have to do something about it. And I mean, that's as much as we can say. We can't really, because we don't know what you've said already.
But as we were saying earlier, until that happens, until that person sees money as you see money, or you reach an agreement on the importance of money and what is important to spend money on, you're going to keep having problems. So the only solution is sit at a table, put all the cards out, and come to an agreement.
Yes.
Okay? We hope that today's program has been helpful, reminding you that if you want to get in touch with us and send us your questions, you can do so via email. And that's how some people have been contacting us. The email address is questions@lovetalkshow.tv. And just before we go, on the 25th of May, we are going to be taking part of this great event that happens once a year called the Love Walk in Hyde Park. Stay tuned, because in this week's program, in the Thursday program, we're going to be telling you more about it. Until next time, have a wonderful day.